Under Federal Rules 12b, they have no subject matter jurisdiction in these lower inferior courts, Article 1 courts. Everyone, any charge over $20 is your right to a Supreme Court or Superior Court or International Court hearing with a 25-peerage jury well-versed in trust law, tax law, contract law, and commercial law, etc., and common law. So, they tried to disable me. How about being the police and them stealing my gold and silver coins that I bought when I was in the hospital, evicted my sons out of our place we were living, and stole my belongings and stuff in there, including my purse with my ID, Social Security cards, and my gold and silver coins. So, well, like I said, this doctor deliberately used COVID as an excuse not to set a bone that I broke, and I could not get away, and I got raped, sexually exploited by a guy who had a crush on me, whom I was renting a room from when this happened. And the brokerage firm, realtor, and so-called landlord, where my son has a CHA and where I've been living, broke in this house and stole my belongings and trashed my clothes and stole my Goga machine. I put on a lot of weight for that 6 months that I could not walk, and I got this Goga machine. It cost me $100, and they broke that. I mean, they stole that. And all my hygiene, stole about $1,000 worth of stuff, and trashed my mattress that I just bought this summer, trashed over $1,000 worth of stuff. I mean, these people are wicked evil. So I you know, and they know. I said, give me my day in court, because my son owns this place. His signature paid for this place. I know about the FHA loan, Jeannie Mae, Fannie Mae, FHA, Welsh mortgage. All of it was paid for when he signed his signature. And you've been making tons of money off of his Seskivy Trust and his Social Security Trust and his Postal Treasury Trust. These are his born-given rights. And so I'm not abandoning his property, and I did a 1099 OID on this place in an a.b.c. and the meets and bounds contract with the money order. So there. And they're going to pay. So, they wanted to kick me out on the street in the wintertime and took my grandson. You know, I'm going to read the NRS codes, and all laws are statewide and congruent in every state, that talk about kidnapping and taking a child from their parent. Realtor, so-called trash my clothes. So 18 U.S.C. Section 2266, bodily injury, self-defense from sex abuse to my daughter when she was 4, to me when I broke my arm, from my ex-husbands, and when she was 8 years old in the foster home, they harmed her again. And in July 2021, I was raped by an ex-cop, and I was exposed to $5,000 worth of ammunition, and I didn't kill this guy. But he got a shot after I left, and he had a heart attack. So I guess that was karma. Let's see. 1971. You all never had a right to adopt out my sons and daughter. Georgia Code Title 19, Chapter 7, Article 1, abuse in foster home. She was sexually exploited again at 8 years of age in the state home, and my son killed in there. And me and my brother were abused when we were little in a foster home. It ruined my life. My brother was sexually abused by a cop when he was a little boy. And he turned around and acted it out and did it to other kids, other children, what was done to him when he was 9 years old, because it messed his head up so bad. And he, you know, we had spinal meningitis, which made him mentally slow anyways. So Title 51, payment of judgment to parent for loss, death of a child, that would be my son Zachary, and for kidnapping. 10-551, fraud and deceitful unlawful adoption rule, 2010 Georgia Code, Title 10, Commerce and Trade, Chapter 5, Securities Act, Article 5, violations, penalties, and civil liability. Federal investment advisors unlawfully practicing with Wells Fargo and J.P. Morgan and Merrill Lynch in these big banks, Bank of America, Chase, all the trafficking, 5 U.S.C. Chapter 4, human trafficking. You can read Camden Council, it'll explain that too. How dare you think you're going to get away with it with my son's son and do this again to my family? I'm breaking all curses off of my family, off of my relatives, my bloodline, my loved ones. Availability of duress defense for my relatives. You tried to make your surety by E.C. Arnold, 1928, cited by 5 legal exactions or extortion of the bond. Do you know how many extortions of the bond, the birth bond, they have done on us, my family? And DCFS does AFSA funds for $400,000. And they do 273, 274, 275 bay payment and performance bonds. NRS 127-300, penalty for receipt of compensation for placing or arranging placement of a child with DCFS. It's against the law. NRS 127-040 or 90. Both parents are, if they're alive, and we are as a family, and as parents do not consent. You took me and my brother from me and my mom when we were little and ruined our lives. You're not doing it to my sons and my daughter. History will not repeat itself. NRS 127-070. We do not consent, and you have no compliance of provisions nor permission to seal our offspring, nor our private rights and private bank. NRS code 127-220, 127-310, inclusive, all has been under duress and is not valid. NRS 127-010, Cherokee Aboriginal ancestry is not taxable and you have no jurisdiction. And this is more than us having Cherokee, Indian, Native American. This is about born-given rights. NRS 127150, our flesh and blood sons and daughter, relative, blood heirs, best interest is with their real parents and relatives, not strangers nor any of your tribunals. We are the elect. This is more than our name being a country, a nation, or our ancestry, National Archives, and all in the Smithsonian. No one walks in our shoes. We claim redemptive as being born and forgiven. Let the stork make our deliveries, Dumbo. Napoleon Hill, white envelope. My postal treasury is never bankrupt. Black's Law, 8th edition, page 1586. Oaths prescribed for my emoluments. Jane Doe, General Post Office, Judicial District, care of 1234, any street, any town, anywhere. I am unlimited and boundless. RFD, non-domestic, without U.S. zip exempt. 12 stat at large. 705, Chapter 71, Section 23, 2 cents per half ounce to a.b.c. Company. 18 U.S.C. Section 1701, obstruction of my mail post is a felony. Section 7421, post prepaid, PPTP, tax per Q. My signature post marked private property. URL 114, Sandra Gwen. Article RL 1114, prepaid methods denoting payment. 2122, postpaid on Her Majesty or His Majesty's service. That would be me, and all that. I sent certified green card over the years to be free at last. Wow, what a repository I have stored up. My postal treasury is never bankrupt, and neither are these other trusts. My government rests on my shoulders, Isaiah 9:6, and the government owes me recognition for all my due diligence. Justice is blind with a set of scales. No hearsay, bias, or prejudice, discrimination allowed. No one has jurisdiction over the beneficial, unconditional blood heirs and heiresses. Thank you for understanding and know that our family has been through enough pain, sorrow, suffering. All I have listed is just to name a few of the tragedies we have went through. More, and I have bore more than most could bear. My faith has prevailed in my piercing the corporate veil, and I have torn the corporate veil. And So in lawful consideration under special red post flag warning, these names of me and my relatives have been copyrighted, copy claimed by authentic original owners with autonomy, expatriated, freeborn, given rights, legal ad perspective, red herring. I paid $150 for the voice paper from January, February 2021. Forms sent to regional post office 4232 forms, yada yada. I'll tell you more later. Thanks for listening.